I think I know who I'm gonna do, or I know who I'm gonna do next after Noir. Excuse me. Oh, I was thinking about doing D, or you know, it's Sakura since she had
You're
her
free to have tea with me anytime.
since the summer stuff with her in it, and she well, she had her way with the commander, so. Let's go through hers next. I'm not gonna say do, because the thing is, she's definitely up for love too. So we're gonna keep up the love theme. At least she should be. One peaceful. Well, actually, no. This is like one of the. Well, is Sakura one of the early characters they added? Her story might not be. Well, we'll have to see. One peaceful afternoon. I don't have any missions lined up today. I should take care of some chores I've been putting off. Who the hell's texting me? Oh, Jesus, I punched the mic. Hi! You're a friend of Semikai's leader, right? I saw you two chatting, and you seem friendly enough. Yes, I know her. Great! I'm glad my informant gave me the right number. I realize you don't know me, but I have a request. How much do you know about the Semikai? They're a weirdo cult wherever dresses up a suit. They're one of the top 3 largest underground organizations. I'm gonna go with weirdo cult. You're not entirely wrong. Anyway, there's an internal conflict brewing within the ranks. Worst comes worst, their leadership may end up changing. If that happens, it'll be chaos. People like me who are low in the totem pole will drop like flies. Are you one of the Semikai? Nope, no comment. If one of them caught wind of me getting in touch with you, I'd shudder to think what would happen to me. So, can you do it or not? Let me hear your plan first. You'll use your pre-existing friendship with Sakura to gain access to Semikai. I want you to mediate the relationship between Sakura and the opposing organizations. None of these groups will exactly roll out the red carpet for a stranger, but they won't harm any personnel from central government either. If it will help out Sakura, I'll do it. Thank you. I'll leave the rest to you. What the fuck am I? What the hell am I doing? I'll go and S the situation. How should I do a voice? This is all. No, that didn't sound right at all. This is all. Oh no. This is all rather sudden. You just waltz in here and say that you'll be staying for a while. I understand that you're a commander, but this is a bit much. What? I came here because I couldn't stop thinking about you. Huh? You're messing with me, aren't you? Do I look like some floozy who swoons at every word some jarhead utters? Actually, yes. Besides, even if what you said was true, it makes you sound juvenile. Semikai is an organization that operates in the underworld. She's trying to pretend that she's all high and mighty. I know your deepest desires. Getting civilians involved in any capacity isn't good for business. Then again, I feel rather rude kicking you out after you came so far. I'll take you to the room you'll be staying in for the time being, and you and I will have to stick together. Our members need to learn how to show you some respect. Come to think of it, have you ever dealt with anyone from the wrong side of the tracks? Shall we say? I dealt far worse than these thugs. That's good to hear. Come on, I dealt with Chatterbox. Listen, I've been left bleeding with a broken leg in the snow. And probably some broken ribs. Dragged along by a crazy Nikke that kept asking me for food. I won't need to hold your hand every step of the way. Anyway, make yourself at home. Sometime later. This is the room. No, I sound exactly like her. This is the room you were staying in. Right beside Sakura's room? Yes, that's right. Given your background, our leader has some concerns. We have been advised to keep you in sight at all times. Starting tomorrow, you'll be shadowing the leader. The first item on schedule is a morning meeting at 7 a.m. Tea will be served. Sleep well. I don't know why I feel like I have memories of this. Try not to fumble anything in the leader's presence. I'm getting like flashbacks. I feel like I might have like gone through a bit of Sakura's stories back when a little before I started actually recording the affection stories. The next day, 6:50 a.m. According to the schedule, I'm supposed to join Sakura at 7 a.m. Let's get over to her quarters so that I'm not late. A moment later, Sakura's room. It appears that there's already a guest inside.
So, you won't change your mind? Not even now?
I believe I already gave you an answer. Must I repeat myself?
I understand what you're saying, but it won't be easy persuading our low-ranking members. You're attempting to dismantle a business your ancestor established so many years ago. They'd be rolling over in their graves.
Please spare me. How long will you concern yourself with the dead? I'm the current leader of the Semikai. The direction I prefer is the one that will move our organization forward. If you can't accept that, you're free to leave, but I can't promise your safety if you do.
Are you threatening me? I was always a loyal servant to your parents. Is this some kind of joke?
He's throwing glass. In a fury, is it Genzao or Genzao? Genjao slams the table, sending teapots and vases hurling to the ground and shattering.
I would understand if it was someone else. But how can you say something like that? I've sacrificed everything for this organization and gotten my hands dirty time after
It is precisely for that reason I've allowed you to speak to me the way you have. But enough is enough, Genjao. If you continue, I will show you that I don't carry these guns for decoration. Sounds like things are going south fast. Make noise. I hope that's popping up on the mic.
Huh, who's there?
I'm a guest of your leader.
What? Even if you are a guest, how dare you enter the chamber? You're either insane, stupid, or both.
You should leave now. It'd be ill-mannered of us to subject our guest to any more of our tiffs.
I hope we'll have another chance to speak again, my leader.
Genjao leaves with a look of displeasure. I did not mean for you to witness such an embarrassing family squabble. What happened? It's our business. You know what? I just realized something, and I think I'll point it out. I don't know why I never thought about that. It's interesting. I didn't even think about it until now. I'll point it out in the video, but I'm not gonna. I'm sure you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no need to concern yourself. Whatever it is, it must be what's causing all these recent problems. That's why there is this rift between you and other members. Sounds like you heard our entire conversation. It's not polite to listen in on other people's conversations, you know. But what's done is done. We should move elsewhere. There are a lot of prying eyes and ears in this mansion. I'll have our refreshments sent to the tent outside. Tent? Why are we going to a tent? Does the tea taste good? It's genuine black tea, brought in by the Merchant Union. I've never tasted such delicious tea. I'm glad you can tell the difference. After an initial wave of slight bitterness, there's a sweet and subtle aftertaste that lingers. The color is also magnificent. The slight tint of dark blue is proof that it's been well oxidized. Hang on, I I can do this. Oh shit! I almost knocked over my cup. After I finished my cup, Sakura feels it. I gotta do it again. This is ASMR now. We're doing ASMR now. So, you're interested in the little squabble, Genjao, and I had... Are you? Before I go any further, I want to ask you something. Would you say black and dark blue are different colors? They're different but also similar. Is that what you think? Unfortunately, our thoughts seem to diverge on this particular topic. Black is the color of evil, immoral, and heinous evil behind acts committed to ensuring the organization's survival. Dark blue is one step down from that. It's the color of what you could call lesser evil. For example, if you're cracking down on someone who has gone against the organization, there's a word. There's a word. There's a world. Shit, my voice cracked too. There's the fuck. There's a world of difference between punishing the individual and punishing their entire family. The same principle applies to how we conduct our business. There's a difference between us committing simple blackmail versus, say, abducting people. Then there are plenty of people who come to us voluntarily wanting to work together. Even though this is something most people never have to consider. Are we supposed to be in our courtyard? We're like in some park someplace. We're out here sitting in a tent and there's like people walking their dogs and you're throwing frisbees and stuff. As the Semikai leader, it's something I have to consider every hour of every day. That was a promise I made to Mustang when I first became a Nikke. I've held fast to my principles all this time and have refused to engage in anything that went against them. Unfortunately, most of the organization doesn't feel the same way I do, and this has given rise to some small, yet pernicious problems. It's a hassle, no doubt, but not something the military should be worried about. What was Genjao said about you trying to dismantle what your parents had worked so hard for? For decades, we've been running clandestine activities which started with my forebears, activities of which Semikai has long been a part as well. The kinds of things where the profits are built upon spilled blood of countless people. It stands to reason that with more risk comes greater reward. I'm sure you can imagine the amount of money they rake in thanks to these activities. And it looks like your members aren't willing to give that up. No, they're not. But what does it matter? If they refuse to accept my decision, then I'll use force if I have to. Will you be okay, though? In what sense? If you do that, you'll be turning your own people into your enemy. Huh? Very well. My parents would have listened to them and tried to negotiate, but that's not an option available to me. They say that certain people will break before they bend. Well, I'm one of those people. I don't know how to bend. That's why this is the best I can do. Huh. Now I understand. What do you mean? I know how to help you. You can't bend, you inflexible woman. The next day, downtown in the Ark. Oh, she's already calling me Dirk-kun. Dirk-kun. What is this? I thought you said you'd help me. Why did you bring me here? I'm trying to take your... I'm trying to take your mind off things. If you want to lighten my mood, something a bit more simple would suffice. Like, Ikebana in the mansion. I don't know what that is. Listen, I don't know other cultures, okay? Stop arguing. We're already out. So let's enjoy ourselves. Huh? You're certainly audacious, if nothing else. I I don't think there's anyone else in the entire arc bold enough to treat me this way. Nevertheless, you are a guest in my house, and I must be gracious host. Take me wherever you want to go. I'll follow. Sometime later at a park downtown. I'm gonna do it. Since I skipped the last one. Would you like to hold hands? Dirt Coon. Some things have to happen naturally. Trying to force your way into someone's good graces never works. It was just a suggestion. I don't want to force you. Very well. Is there anything else you want to do? Why don't we go to Cherry Blossom Cafe? So it just led to the same option. Ah, that place. Our organization accepts protection money from there. If we help increase the profits, I'm sure the owners would appreciate it. They're holding a spring event that should serve your purpose well enough. Oh, what? Oh. Miss Sakura. Everything been going well? Of course. We had some Hedonia members looking around a few days ago, but even they weren't fortunate enough to come in and harass us. Sounds like our members are doing a good job. Show us our seats, will you? Yes! A moment later. After we sit down, we order several seasonal cherry blossom themed dishes, including sherbet, melon bread, and parfait. And a parfait. I was having trouble remembering how to say it. Listen, these exquisite high-tech words that the elites use, I do not understand them. If you need anything else, just say the word. I have never seen so many sweets on one table. Me neither. You should have the first bite. No, you go ahead. Please, you're my guest. It'd be rude for me to start first. I scoop out a spoonful of sherbet and offer it to Sakura. What are you doing? I'm perfectly capable of feeding myself. You're not going to turn down your guest, are you? Oh. No, but fine. I'll humor you just this once. Sakura blushes as she eats the sherbet from the spoon I'm holding. Don't think I'll let you pull a cheap trick like this again. How does it taste? It's very unique. It tastes like strawberry, but the sherbet itself has a light cherry blossom scent to it. There's also a sour element to it. Very intense. Lemon, maybe? It's remarkable that they've been able to inject something made of Splendorman with so many wonderful flavors and textures. What are you looking at? Do I have something on my face? You look rejuvenated already. Huh? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Are you saying I wasn't myself before? They say that certain people will break before they bend. Well, I'm one of those people. I don't know how to bend. That's why this is the best I can do. It's all that infighting with your organization. You look like you were carrying the world on your shoulders. So you were worried about what I told you before? That's what this date was all about, wasn't it? To make me feel better? Thank you. But it was unnecessary. I can't let minor things like this get me down. If I did, how could I possibly lead such a massive organization like the Semikai? However, if everyone only did exactly what was needed and nothing more, then you wouldn't have wonderful days like today. Sakura reaches across the table and places her hand on the top of mine. She fell that quick. Dirt Coon, you're someone who I can trust. So much so, I think you'd be qualified to be my commander. So just this once, can I be vulnerable around you?
nod my head.
I have to tell you how I truly feel. As you know, the last thing I want to is to clash with my own people. If I'm forced to, I can make a show of strength, but if I can, I would like to find another way. Something without the need of brute force that would make everyone happy. No matter how hard I think, I can't come up with anything. If you were willing, let's look for a way together. Huh. Thank you, Dirt Coon, for listening and for being someone I can lean on before I end up snapping. Sakura carefully places flowers in different. Since we've decided to figure out a way out of this predicament together, I will no longer keep any secrets from you. Those activities that I mentioned began when one of our organization collectors went up to the surface. While they were up there, they stumbled upon something completely by accident. A flower 3 times more potent than illuminescine, the most powerful hallucinogenic known at the time. Can you believe that? Illumidescent is one of the most desired products on the dark net, and there was something that blew it out of the water. My forebears were certain that as long as they possessed this flower, it would become a great blessing to the organization and bring them incredible wealth. So staying hidden from the watchful eye of the government, they poured money into creating an environment that would allow us to mass produce these flowers without any need for sunlight. But there was a bit of a problem. Sakura snips the stem of a flower with her scissors. Snap. The pollen of this flower contains lethal doses of toxins. Those who attempt to cultivate it end up dead before long. Snap. Anyone who inhales the pollen becomes addicted and experiences intense side effects due to the flower's potent hallucinogenic properties. Even so, it was determined that the money the flower would bring in was enough to offset the lives it would claim. And that's why they continue to cultivate it to this day. Does everyone in Semokai know about this? Of course, but they all turn their heads. We've invested so much for so long that it's time to reap the benefits. If we gave up now, we'd be abandoning all the money we generate from it. It's those financial gains that the members of our organization believe will help us overshadow our competitors. Is there anything that could replace it? There could be something. Nothing legal, however. Unless we were careful, the central government would be on us in no time. Engaging in more illegal activities isn't something I'm enthusiastic about in the first place either. In that case, It's tough. I understand if you can't think of anything right off the bat. I've thought about this long and hard and still haven't come up with a viable solution. Do you want to get some air? Perhaps gazing at the cherry blossoms will brighten our mood. This breeze is lovely. The cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Dirt Coon, could I put my arm around yours perhaps? Couples often do this during the Cherry Blossom Festival. I've always wanted to do it myself. Of course I gotta offer my hand. My goodness, you agreed without even hesitating. Are you only being this sweet because I'm one of your Nikkes? Or is it because of how you feel about me specifically? I see. My question made you uncomfortable. Forget I said anything. I was only joking, somewhat. I can see why everyone enjoys walking this way, with their arms interlocked. Come to think of it, didn't we drink tea under this tree before? I believe so. Even though we've been here before, the bond between us has deepened. Perhaps that will enrich the flavor of the tea as well. Since our goal was to lighten the mood, let's bring out the refreshments. Good idea. Sometime later, Sakura pours some tea into my teacup. Drink tea. Am I gonna do it again? The taste and aroma are sublime. This is the best tea I've ever had! It looks like my prediction was right. This is the type of oolong tea, so the aroma is quite intense. It'll maintain its flavors and aroma even after brewing it multiple times. This has long been considered one of the finest teas available, ever since the olden days. If they valued it so highly back then, what about now? It's considered even more valuable now. It's impossible to grow tea leaves in an environment without natural sunlight, unless you're part of the wildlife agency. This tea is a big hit amongst the wealthy, so price has gone through the roof. Actually, now that I think of it, there is another place. One where you could grow tea leaves. Huh. I knew this was a good idea. Thanks to us coming out here, I found the answer I've been searching for so long. A moment later, the main hall of the mansion. I will be discarding all the flowers in the garden.
Huh?
In the light of the organization's financial concerns, I have come up with another business proposition that will help us turn a profit.
What kind of proposition?
Tea. You all are aware of how much I enjoy tea. I'm fond of different types, and I'm not shy about spending serious money to acquire it. So, if we grow tea leaves in the garden on mass scale and sell them on the dark net, we'll earn far more than we ever would peddling those flowers of old.
Huh?
All the members start murmuring amongst themselves.
But leader,
Our predecessors sacrificed so much in order to get these flowers to this point.
how could you do away with something that was so important to them
Without any discussion. This isn't just about money. It's about the organization's own history. Genzao, I've taken your misgivings into consideration and have offered an alternative solution. Can the same be said of you? You're unable to escape the shadow of the past and merely continue to repeat yourself. I feel like it's impossible to have an honest dialogue with you.
From what I'm from where I'm standing, you're the one unable to communicate. Think about it. What kind of immoral person would recklessly discard what their parents worked so hard on?
What did you just say? Immoral? It seems I've raised a dog that's forgotten how to be loyal to its master. Sakura grabs the gun standing on the decorative stand. Click. Once a dog ceases to recognize its master, you should put it down.
Ugh. Sakura, wait!
What is it?
I understand your frustration, but this isn't the way.
This is the way. Dirt-kun, I did all that I could. I've extended an olive branch, and they slap it away. Why do you defend them?
Rather than using force,
Didn't you want to try and convince them? Huh? If you go through with this, all your efforts would be in vain. Sakura slowly looks to her left hand and lowers the gun. Very well. You should be thankful to Dirt-kun, Genzao. It's the only reason you're still alive. I'm going to do the rest of this my way. Follow me. I need to show you something.
bitch, you about to murder somebody.
Actually, technically she couldn't. Where are they growing this? Like, on the surface? This is Semikai's secret garden. It is filled with flowers in full bloom. The garden's canopy reminds me of Dome of Eternity. Oh, they have like a small little dome area? Hard to believe this place is part of the Ark. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. It has no choice but to be. It has claimed so many innocent lives, and it will take more. At the very least, the beauty of these flowers is a slight recompense for all the pain they've caused. I fucking struggled with that. I'm going to burn this garden down. I don't care who disagrees. It must be done. The Semikai is me, and I am the Semikai. It is my duty to bring it all down. If the flower ceases this, everyone will have no choice but to follow my plan. Then all this internal conflict will resolve itself naturally. I realize this isn't the method either of us would have preferred, but I operate in the domain of the underworld. It's only fitting that I employ a solution characteristic of the world, don't you think? Whoosh. Sakura sets fire to the garden. We should get going before the fire spreads. Squeak.
Ha! I knew you'd come here. I don't know what you've done inside, but you won't get away with it. Ginjao, look! There's smoke! What? You didn't.
Open.
It can't be.
My flowers! Ginjao falls to his knees in front of the entrance to the garden.
Leader, how could you? This garden, these flowers, they would have been our savior. With the money, these flowers would have brought us. Every other organization would have knelt before us. Hedonia, Peony Association, and everything in between. Why? What did you do it?
I can't understand you either. Senpai was built on integrity. At least that's what the first leader who founded the organization intended. People who respected that ideal gathered, and thus a group was formed. How much of that do you think remains in Senpai today? How long do you think we can truly last when every accomplishment is built upon bodies of fallen brothers and sisters?
Evil or not, we will always have followers. As long as they have money and power, they'll always come. Don't you realize that?
There's one thing that I do know. The Senpai that you want to create is a devil's lair. One built on dishonesty and brutality.
Huh?
At least the Senpai I dream of is one that can declare with pride. A shelter in the storm that you can depend on in times of need. A home that you can always return to. We've spent many years together, Genjao. It's unfortunate that our beliefs diverge so wildly. Sakura turns and starts to walk away.
Wait! Wait! Show me. Show me this new path you're pursuing, which required my destruction.
I don't need a dog that bites and the hand which fed it for so long.
If it's obedience you want, then that's what it'll be. Please, let me remain with you and see your plan through till the end.
Sometime later, main hall in the Senpai mansion.
Per your orders.
We have smuggled in 13 tea trees and planted them in the garden. We've consulted records of the Wildlife Agency and have followed them auspiciously. How did they fare? Out of 13 seeds planted, 13 did not survive. Of the 7 which sprouted, 5 later dried up. We determined it was a result of insufficient rich soil and incorrect temperatures. There were various other reasons pertaining to the ecosystem, but have improved all the areas that we could. And what are the 2 that remain? Did they also wither and die?
The results were rather unexpected. For what we have observed to date, they have been growing better than those found in natural environments. On top of that, the 2 types which survived are the rarest on the market. I believe our profit margins will be well above what we initially expected. Congratulations, leader. You were right. Even now, I'm not sure I entirely agree with your obsession with right and wrong, but you took me back in, even after everything I'd done. I hope you can let me prove my worth. Do as you please. I'll report back to the garden then. Sometime later, mansion's garden. Looks like everything worked out nicely. Indeed. We may not have gone about it in the way you hoped, but we achieved desired results. Thank you for being with me through all this. I feel words alone aren't enough to properly thank you. Is there anything that you want? Name it, and I shall grant it to you. Money, power. If it is something I cannot give you straight away, then I'll work to see that it's done. Senpai is an organization with a long history. I'm confident we have just as many years ahead of us.
as there are behind us. You don't have to give me anything. I would choose what I came here for. What? I thought you came here I thought you came here with a goal. It should be with a goal in mind. So there was something in it for you. They did that wrong. It should be with a goal in mind, not without a goal in mind. Well, what was it? Oh no, she thought I. Okay, never mind. I'm being the dumb one. You used the pre-existing friendship to gain access. I want you to mediate the relationship. None of these groups exactly cooperate, but they won't harm any personnel from central government either. If it will help out Sakura, I'll do it. I was told you were in danger. I wanted to protect you. Huh? Yes, there was an internal conflict between me and our organization members, but I never felt I personally was in danger. And I never felt I personally was in any jeopardy. Who put such a ridiculous notion in your head? I don't know who they were. It was just a text from anonymous. Huh. So you got a text. No idea from who. No idea whether what they were telling you was the truth. Yet you came rushing in without a second thought. All because you were worried about me? You really are sweet. I knew you weren't an ordinary person, but now I'm starting to wonder how many women you've seduced and abandoned with that sweetness. It only makes sense after all. I realized it myself after the incident. You put people at ease and make them feel comfortable. As for me personally, I can't tell you how much you make me happy. The only problem is, I have no intention of sharing what I have with anyone else. Click, clack. Sakura draws close to me. Was that the sound of her shoes? And places her lips upon mine as cherry blossoms drift down in waves. I'll try to be a level-headed person, but I am still the head of the underworld. It's in my nature to dominate. Once you start to reside in my heart, everything about you, your body, your mind, your future, will be mine and mine alone. That was our whole plan.
Would you like to go see the cherry blossoms in the garden? All that is yours is mine. Never forget that.
Yep. Oh, that was all right.
Would you like to go see the cherry blossoms in the garden?
It wasn't that like amazing.
You're free to have tea with me anytime.
She's all right. She's all right.